Hey guys, for today's video I wanted to talk to you about the importance of not letting other people upset you. Now this is critical when it comes to maintaining your inner peace. You don't want to let other people have the power to upset you, to be able to control your emotions like that. And this video was actually inspired by the drive here to film. To get out of my apartment area, I had to make a three-point turn, and in doing so I ended up holding up this one driver, and funny enough, he must have been incredibly impatient because as soon as I was done with my maneuver and was ready to go, he went speeding on by as if I had completely pissed him off by making him wait. And my initial reaction was just to laugh because I found it funny that this guy let me have that kind of control over his emotional state. He let me upset him to that extent when he really shouldn't have, because it was nothing. It wasn't a big deal. So that inspired this video because I just found it so funny that he allowed me to have that control over his emotions. And then it got me to thinking about how often we all do that in our own lives. When you think about it, none of us should ever get that upset over having to wait 10 extra seconds because somebody's making a three-point turn on the street and we have to wait for them to be done before we can go. Like, really? It's 10 extra seconds of your life. Like, I can't think of anything so important that you would actually really want those 10 seconds back. So it was just interesting to me. But this is one of those things that's just incredibly important because you want to maintain your inner peace. You don't want to give strangers that kind of power over you. The power to control your emotional state. And I mean, it happens to all of us. I struggle with it as well. I can't claim to be perfect, and I never would. But there are plenty of times where I have to actively meditate to control my emotional state and not give that power to other people. Because when you think about it, life's too short to allow yourself to be easily upset. And I've kind of realized this is definitely something that I want to actively work on as much as possible in my life, because I realized the past me was just too angry, and that's not an attractive thing. I would give other drivers that power over me. I would get upset kind of like the guy who had to wait for me, although in my case it tended more to be with like slow drivers or people tailgating me. Or just when going throughout my day, I would just randomly allow other people to have that power over me. And at some point I realized this makes me incredibly unattractive to women and to other people in general. I mean, who wants to be around someone who gets easily upset? So think about that and consciously try as often as possible to control your own emotional state. Don't let other people upset you. Don't get upset over small things. Don't give up that power to other people, to external things. It's something that only you should have control over. And if you want some tips on how you can actively manage it, I'd say the number one thing is just to meditate. And I did make a video on that, which you can check out. But it basically is just consciously focusing on your breathing in the moment. When you feel yourself getting upset over something, just start focusing on your breathing and breathing more deeply. And when you do that, it's going to center you in the present moment. And it's going to make it a lot harder for anything to upset you anymore. So anyway, I hope this video helped you, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Arrivederci.